Welcome to Superhot. I mean, everybody's seen this game, right? This was a game that in primary school didn't exist, but you could play the demo on the web. It was like you could play a couple short levels of this on the web. Um, and I'm sure I found out about this from like Jacksepticeye or someone like that. They're one of those YouTubers that would just play like every game and they wouldn't have really like I mean, they would. I mean, obviously, Jacksepticeye had like series, but for the most part, I mean, he was playing a bunch of different games all the time, right? I mean, he would play. Um, he would play like Happy Wheels, and that was oh, that would be a good video. Happy Wheels, is that still a thing? I don't know if that's still a game, to be honest. I've not heard of anyone playing Happy Wheels. But you know, you'd play like Turbo Dismount and you'd play like Superhot and a bunch of like one-off games, and they're mostly web games. Like they wouldn't really justify a second episode. Um, and that's what Superhot was back then. Was it was a demo that looked very different to this. I mean, it still had the red guys, but the graphics were pretty different. And you could play it on your computer, and it was basically a tech demo. They say throw your gun. I'm trying to find a solution that doesn't involve throwing my gun, but whatever. Um, it was basically a tech demo, but it was a really cool tech demo, and I'm glad that it turned into a proper like full game. Because Superhot, as it is now, is a very cool game. It's got quite a lot of content in it, and they've got quite a lot. They've got like other versions. They've got like the VR one. They've got Mind Control Delete, which I don't know what it is, to be honest, but it's super hot, and it's not the super Superhot game. That's basically the extent of my knowledge about it. I've got a sword. Having a sword is cool because you can cut the bullets in half, which is really cool. Makes you feel like a badass for sure. Or it makes me feel like a badass. I don't know if it makes you. Um, cool. But it's cool. It kind of allows you to live out the like fantasy, right? It's like being Neo in the Matrix. I think I haven't seen the Matrix. Um, but it's really cool, like being in slow motion and kind of it's almost like, I mean, it's obviously a shooter, but it's almost like playing a puzzle game because you'll be presented with a level and you kind of have to figure out a solution. You have to figure out a way to kill everyone without dying, which is broadly what every like single player shooter is about. Like I could say the same thing about like Half-Life, I guess. Like you get into a room, you need to find your way to kill them. But it's a lot more brute force. You can just like shoot them and not really worry too much. This is a game where, I mean, you die in one hit and you have a lot of options available to you that each involve usually using the slow-mo. Obviously, you can play it as a non-slow-mo FPS game. And it kind of just plays like an FPS game, right? Like it's not super different. We're not changing lives or anything. But another thing you get is because of how quick it is to restart, and it kind of encourages you to play this way. You can kind of premeditate, figure out where everything is. Obviously, it's quite trivial to beat a lot of these levels on a first attempt. Um, but if you don't, you get that benefit of knowledge, right? Um, I don't know. It's a pretty sick game. I want to play the VR one actually, because um, it's a pretty sick game. And I feel like playing it in VR would be really cool. So whenever I get around to recording the VR videos, maybe I'll buy Superhot in VR, because I do want to make VR videos because I've got some VR games, and it's like, why not play them, right? Like, that could be fun. So, you know, I'm sure that'll happen once I figure out how I'm gonna record that, I guess. Hello there. Are we super hot? Nope, there's more. I think the other thing about Superhot that made it appealing to me as a child is that when the guy says super hot, it's kind of funny because he says it repeatedly until you click. So every time you beat the level, it's like super hot, and it's like kind of funny. It's you know, there's a bit there. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you ever watch like a super hot speedrun, they're not really abusing the fact that there's slow-mo that much. There are moments, but for the most part, I mean, you just have a way to do it, you know. And honestly, like, maybe I'm overcomplicating it by trying to use the slow-mo as much as I am, because I feel like I can get away with it. Is it still true that you can like Goomba stomp on them? That used to be a thing. I don't know if that's still a thing. I feel like you can Goomba stomp on the red guys. I'm gonna disarm both of them before picking up a bat. I think that's a good idea. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's a melee weapon, the fastest thing I have is throwing the weapon, because you can throw it even when you're like recovering from having used it. And that's how you win, basically. But sometimes you want to do things the cool way, and not necessarily the best way. I remember this level. This is a level that gave me some trouble the first time I played it, I think. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember it so distinctly. No, I do remember this. Gonna bait them? No? Okay. Gonna throw some snooker balls. Are they just called balls? I think they are. You know, you play like a sport and they call it like, I don't know. I guess they are just called balls, right? They don't really overcomplicate it. Sports people are aware of the games they're playing. And that's what I like. Is like, you know, they're not too like pretentious or anything. I feel like sport people are quite aware that they're kicking balls in holes. And it's kind of awesome. It's kind of awesome kicking a ball in a hole. Holy crap. Wait. Dodged. Yeah, but it's kind of like if you watch the trailer for like Assassin's Creed and stuff, and it always shows the action in slow motion. That stuff's really cool. That stuff's really, really cool. And I feel like that. I feel like, you know, Assassin's Creed, I don't know if you've ever played Assassin's Creed. The combat in that game, comment down below if you played Assassin's Creed. Comment down below your favorite one. Mine's Assassin's Creed 2, but I haven't played that many of them. I want to play Black Flag because there's pirates in it, but I haven't played it yet. Ah, crap. That one misses, and then we navigate carefully. The guns seem to have infinite bullets when they have them. I don't know. They seem to be able to shoot a lot more than I can. I think I get like 3 shots per gun. You know, and I'm still killing it. But yeah, like this, the combat in Assassin's Creed games has always been like a letdown, right? I feel like this game kind of makes me feel like I'm living the Assassin's Creed combat. I don't know, it's just really cool. It's just a really, really fun game. Super hot. Yeah, we'll do one more level. This one's pretty cool. There's like a car coming at you. So what you do, you turn around, run in here, you're good. And then they get out the car, I guess. So Oh, with a like a rifle. No, I've got the rifle. Deesh. I mean, you can shoot with so much more precision when you're in fast mode, right? It's so cool. Anyway, that was super hot. Comment down below if you have played Assassin's Creed. See ya.